Yo, what's good, y'all? Coach BG here. I know we haven't been doing videos in like a minute now, but it's just because like I've been dealing with college and stuff. So all my college work is like good. I'm good to go. So now we back on the VOD reviews. I know y'all been waiting for this, but yeah. So now we back on the VOD reviews. All right. So let's go ahead and get into who we working with today. We got Jacobbyy, Blaysian, and Smalls. All three people I know, like personally, like, they cool dudes. Um, I know all of them like was on the come up and stuff like that. Like I know Blaysian has been asking me like a lot of questions about becoming like IGLs and stuff like that. Jacobbyy, I recently played with him in Frosty Frenzy, made cash in that. So I already know Jacobby's good to go. Smalls, I do need to know a little bit more about Smalls. I can get to know him more. I know he plays baseball, has a thing going with that. Best wishes to him. But anyways, this is going to be. I'm pretty sure this is quarterfinals of. Yeah, this is quarterfinals of FNCS. Week 2 qualifier. So I'm pretty sure this is week 2 qualifier. They're about to play week 3. They'll do. Hopefully they'll do good in that. Best wishes out for them. But let's go ahead and VOD review week 2 qualifiers of quarterfinals. This is the first game. I already wrote up some notes on all of the games, so we'll be just going over like the mistakes that they made, good things that they did, everything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and go off of the first game right here. So obviously they're landing dirty. Dirty's a really good spot for them. I know Blaysian was talking to me about landing dirty for a while now. Um, I mean, it's a really good spot. There's not that many teams that come here, and when there is like 2 teams that come here, usually they like either they'll like leave or like disengage. But usually when there's 2 teams that come here, you want to wait for an engagement to happen. And if usually like if the team's like taking too long to engage, they're basically like planning to engage like once you engage something, or they're going to engage on your team. So it's kind of like gonna scuff your game if you wait too long. So like whenever you're landing dirty, you want to wait for like about like 3 to 5 minutes after landing and looting. And if nothing has happened, then you definitely need to like get out of there and like just rotate, focus on rotation. But right now they're just farming up. Let's go ahead and skip a little bit. I know Smalls was rotating early. Smalls was rotating early out. It's good that he went up here. So it's actually really good that he went up here. One, for tags like early on, and two, is because if this team pushes them from behind, he'll already be at height. So let's go ahead and see what type of tags he gets. I know he gets a knock right here. Yeah, Smalls is goated with the sniper, guys. If you have a sniper, y'all need to be rocking snipers like all the time. That dude was just standing still. I don't know what he was doing, but that was free kill. Again, quarterfinals is not gonna have like that good of people. It's gonna be like really good of people once you start getting into the high lobbies, like the good lobbies and stuff. But this is a really easy cleanup. As you can see, they're all coming from like different angles. Smalls coming in from the top gives an easy knock, and then Blaysian and Jacobbyy are singling out the last guy, so it's pretty easy. Again, Smalls coming from the sidewall, Blaysian coming from the bottom. Kind of chokes right here, which is actually insane. Like, I don't know. They just need to like get more. They just need to get better like fighting wise and coming from different angles. They started off really good in the beginning, but there definitely could be like some changes that they can make with their fighting style. Just so they can execute like the fight faster and they don't have to like waste time. You know what I mean? But yeah. So this team comes up. They're like lurking here. Which, I mean, it's a good lurk. It's not bad. It's edge zone, so they're still in zone basically. It's not a bad lurk at all. But definitely think this team took way too much time like trying to crouch walk up, and they should have just pushed it and got height instantly. So basically them taking this long put Blaysian's team in a better position to get height, like right off bat. But yeah, so obviously Blaysian, Smalls, and Jacobbyy have a height, so now they're just playing the height game, looking for like easy fries basically. I forget who gets like who initiates the. There's like a knock that happened. Somebody initiated a knock. Right now they're playing a little bit split. Jacobby's just camping at the high, get some few tags and stuff like that. This is where it starts getting a little bit close quarters. So Blaysian starts taking tops, getting some more sprays in from different angles. See, they do really good at this. They need to continue. They need to continue to keep doing this. I never see like a lot of teams doing this and just using their like spraying them out and stuff like that. A team that you'll see that does this a lot and like a lot is Epic Whales team. Whenever they're on East, they always like waste all their ammo like and just like keep spraying people just for like beams like this. Like Jacobbyy and Blaysian all spraying together. Like they should just continue to do that. Jacobbyy takes a wall, dogs on that kid, another kid right there. So now it's basically just clean up from here from this point on. It's just basically just clean up. So let's go to Jacobby's point of view. Smalls with the kill off the top. Jacobbyy 39. And cleanup starting to come in. Taking walls from both sides. Tries to get a come up but doesn't. I think Blaysian dies here because he like choked or something like that. I think he choked like his shot and then just died. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's right here. He like choked his shot. Choked like 2 of his shots. It's all good. They made the cleanup though. So it's totally fine. Skip forward a little bit. Alright, there we go. Alright, they get the res off. A thing about this is that the fight took like very long. So now you have teams like that are on edge and trying to like get some more tags and stuff for like Surge. But yeah, so kind of scuffed them for like taking that long to finish that fight, but it's all good. They actually do realize that this team is sniping at them because he missed obviously. But yeah. Wait, is this Tadas? I think this is Tadas. This is a person that I coached before. Yeah, this is Tadas. Yeah, Tadas is a person I coached before. Got placements in Frosty Frenzy, earned in Frosty Frenzy, so really good player. Definitely think he's really good. Places like decently in majority of the cups and stuff that happens. So let's go ahead and skip a little bit forward. One thing that I saw here that they do a lot. They do this a lot. So they do this like a lot, guys. So what they do is whenever they come by this bridge, they never use the car to rotate. And then when you have like all these teams that are rotating in like cars and like already like rotating towards like mid zone, they never use a car to rotate, which I don't understand why, but it kind of gets them killed and like tagged up a bit like during like all their games pretty much, like majority of their games. And I never see them use this car at like the bridge like ever. So definitely need to start using this car if they're gonna rotate to mid zone or like center zone, just because of the fact that it's gonna help them not use as many mats since they're all split and they're not running together. So that's one reason. And when you're in a car, you're able to use like less mats and move a lot faster, especially. So now you have all these teams sniping at you, and it's just like overall they would. It's better to not like get tagged and use mats than getting tagged and having to use heals and mats, if that makes sense. So yeah, so eventually, I'm pretty sure Blaysian gets sniped here. Eventually, yeah, it comes up right here. I'm pretty sure Tadas or somebody on Tadas' team snipes him, like headshot snipes him, which is unfortunate, but it's whatever, man. Happens. But definitely use like cars to rotate. If you're ever going to mid zone, always use cars to rotate. There's no point in like trying to like rotate on foot if you have like a vehicle available. It's a good thing that Jacobbyy left the body instead of like focusing the res, so that's good. Let me go to Jacobby's point of view. We could go a little bit further in. Obviously this game is gonna be a lot harder since they're just a duo and not a trio anymore. And I'm pretty sure Blaysian had like really good heals as well, which kind of sucked, but it's all good. Right here, they should be focused on rotating together. Like they should be focused on rotating right now. So that's good. All right, so it's good that they're rotating now. It's good that they have peppers as well. But yeah, focus on the rotate. Definitely think one thing they should have done, instead of like pulling up to these like people right here, I definitely would have like went to the far right, like far right and up into this like area right here, because then they could have just placed cones, got into a good layer about like right here. This is kind of a good spot that you want to be, because if it pulls up the hill, you're already up the hill. If it pulls over, all these people are going to rotate down as soon as these people rotate, so you'll have a free rotate regardless. But yeah, obviously it's going to be like hard for them to manage like just being a duo and getting sprayed out and stuff, so that's basically what happened. But if you want to position yourself on like good zones, always position yourself on a hill, because if it ever pulls up this hill, then you don't have to rotate. But if it doesn't pull up the hill, then you don't have to like what's it called, you can just focus rotate after, like, and look and have a really good viewpoint on rotations as well. But yeah, I mean, this game is pretty much done for. Definitely, like, this is a decent spot, but I'm pretty sure they got like triple sprayed or something and got focused. Definitely a better spot would have been probably like here, right here. So let's see where the sun pulls real quick. Alright, so let's see where zone pulls. Yeah, zone pulls like literally in this general area, so all they would have to done is just like build on top of these people, or just get in a good layer like in the middle of these. But yeah, always want to base on like top of hills, guys. It's really good and beneficial for the team. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into game 2. Alright, so now we are in game 2. This is actually a really good game. I'm gonna go ahead and skip off spawn because I'm pretty sure they got off spawn like uncon. If they, oh no, they got it con, but they played it really well. Like, we don't really need to watch this, to be honest, because they like cleaned it up really well. And then they fished and stuff like that, so like they had like really good loot after the fact. Let's go ahead and skip to like mid game, like close to it. Let's go ahead and load this up real quick. Oh, okay, Blaysian got knocked, and then they had to like res each other. Basically, that's basically what happened. First thing I want to say, like right off the bat, this building right here, like if you ever have a Coliseum zone, this building right here is really good to base at. I don't know like why the zone pulls like for this building's benefit most of like majority of the time, but it does majority of the time. So if you're ever here, it's really good to base here. Another thing is that you'll get a lot of picks here, so that's another good thing. And then you can just target like the loot and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd definitely like be playing in this area for sure. Definitely play in this area for sure, just because of the fact that people are not really gonna focus you, just because the building is so big and you can refarm it. And also you could just rotate in sand without anybody knowing, because there's sand inside of the building. So really good spot to build if you can't get up here on top of Coliseum like already. But let's go ahead and go into this. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Jacobbyy got sniped. The same thing again, like they're not gonna get focused because it's such a big build, such a big building to replace, so they get like a lot of mats out of it. Let's go ahead and go into this. Blaysian does get a snipe here, so let's go ahead and watch that real quick. Hopefully it shows it. So Blaysian does get a headshot snipe here, I believe. And then I don't think they get the like kill on it, but or not kill. I don't think they get. Oh, okay, he just finishes. Okay, he has a harpoon. I'm pretty sure he harpooned it. Yeah, really good harpoon. Always carry a harpoon in endgames, especially for the meta now. Definitely like mat conserving. Like it's literally all about like having like a lot of mats in endgame. To be honest, if you have a lot of mats in endgame and you're a really good low ground player, like a low ground team, you're gonna win majority of your fights at low ground, and also like have really good refreshes. And I mean, you basically win the game at that point, or like consistently place top 2, top 5. You know what I mean? But let's go ahead and go to when the zone closes. Blaysian does a really good job of playing edge here and waiting for everybody to rotate and like get situated, just so they're not like being focused. So we're gonna go ahead and see that in effect right now. Yeah, so Blaysian calms it for them to like start harping out, and then they start just playing edge right here, and they actually just take height, or take second height. They just snake it basically. So let's go ahead and skip that. Just skip to that part. So they just snake height easily, free. You have opposite height, which is like, so this is like a really big 50-50. Like, it's nothing really you can do if you don't pull zone, but if you do pull zone, like they did right now, obviously it's gonna be a lot better for them. Now, everything beyond this point, should just be like getting information on the second height team, because you already know that this team is most likely going to be a team that like wants to play height. Like, it's a team that plays height majority of the time. If you have people like this basing up and like trying to like see if they're gonna 50-50 and get height, you already know that this team's going to be like in later games gonna go for height later on. So definitely keep aware of the team that's opposite height of you, just because of the fact that they are a height team, like a height playing team. But let's go ahead and get back into this. I'm pretty sure they get like a pick over here. Yeah, they get a pick over here. So again, keep being aware of like this team right here. Obviously they're on the dead side now, and it's pulling straight towards them. They have one of the shortest routes other than Jacobbyy and Blaysian's team. So they should just be focused on this team right here, and kind of focused on the people below, but not as much. Like, Jacobbyy should be like the only one looking below, just to make sure that nobody's like gonna take height from them, like from under, and like snake them for height, which he does a really great job of. I'm pretty sure Dimer and like his team come up on Jacobbyy, and then Jacobbyy gets a good tag on them just to force him down. Let's go ahead and skip a little bit forward to when zone's moving. Did a really great job of connecting and stuff like that. At this point, they're playing staggered, which is really good. You want to play staggered inside of like zones like these, and especially if you have height as well. But the thing is, the person ahead, like keeping you guys ahead, should stay keeping you guys ahead. And a really good thing on like zones that are like this, when you have a majority of people under you, is to get to the dead side, so you can look at the people trying to take height as well, and then also look at the people under you to get tags. And then that's why you play staggered, because Smalls is going to be ulti height, Blaysian is going to be ahead on the cross side, and Jacobby's just going to be looking at people that are trying to come up, and like basically just force him back down. Thing that Blaysian does here is that he forgets, like, and undermines this height playing team, so they get shot out later on, and then basically this height playing team takes height like right after. So again, Blaysian should be crossing right here. This should be the person that's staying ahead should be making sure that you're crossed instead of getting sprayed by this team. So now they're getting sprayed. Blaysian falls, or Blaysian gets shot out. Smalls gets shot out here in a moment. And then, so yeah, see, now they're using a lot of mats. Blaysian gets beamed, and then they eventually get shot out, and then NorCal Pralo and Baka and stuff, they all take height after this. So it's kind of unfortunate, but kind of happens. Like, it's nothing really that you can do at this point. Yeah, everybody like dies off pretty much at the end. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, if you have height and you're 50-50 for height, and you have a second height team, definitely keep your eye on that second height team all the time. Like, your eye should be on them all the time, just so that you don't like give a height later on in the future, because they are a high playing team. They're going to be looking for that later on in future zones. But let's go ahead and get into game 3. Alright, so this is game 4 instead of game 3. I felt like game 3 was kind of like scuffed. It wasn't really like anything to show you in that one, but I definitely want to show you guys this one for sure. There's a couple of mistakes that they made, but nothing that they can't fix. Let's go ahead and go to gameplay. I'm pretty sure, let's go to this right here, game 4. Okay, yeah. So this is like basic. So let's go ahead and go to 1050, like right off the bat. Oh shoot, accidentally. Why did I do that? Hold up, be right back. So again, like, same thing about surge locations. If you're rotating in, you want to be, so let's look at this zone real quick. So we're right here in this area right here. When you have like these types of zones, so we're gonna see that the zone's about to pull or close and pull more southern. Alright, So now since we have a zone like this, you see all these teams. So you realize like all these teams are gonna be like rotating down towards the southern part of the map, and they're gonna be wanting to get into Lazy. Best thing to do is base on top of this hill right here, just because of the fact that you'll be able to see so many people in this open area that you'll be getting a lot more tags than basing in this area, because they base up in this area and don't get as many tags as this team does. So this team, I'm pretty sure, goes up here and bases here. If not this team, then another team. But yeah, okay, so they're coming up, and then they're gonna base up here and then get so many tags on all these teams rotating in from the northern side to the southern side. So from here you can't see anything like coming up the hill, because usually some people come up from Pancake and go straight in to Lazy. You can't get tags from over there, and you can't get tags that are coming like straight in directly from here. All that they can see really is basically in this general area. Obviously you have some wooded like areas over there, which is kind of hard to see. Once people get in this area, they're gonna have like a lot of builds to like go behind and stuff like that, so it's gonna be a lot more difficult. And you don't want to like position yourself to look at buildings, because what tags are you gonna get at buildings, you know what I mean? So this team definitely gets like a lot of tags. Like, so now we have teams starting to rotate in, they're about to get tags. But yeah, generally you don't want to base yourself, you want to base yourself more towards like areas, like open areas. So like more central, like central positions are fine, but if you're down surge, if you know that you're down surge and you're rotating late from your POIs, definitely gonna be like more on the like outermost parts, so you get people that are rotating in and it's free tags. So yeah, again, I'll show the surge locations up here, alright here, and then yeah, you could just look at that, pause the video, do whatever you gotta do. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the end games. Go ahead and push in a little bit. Oh, we gotta go to Blaysian's perspective. This was really good. So in this like type, so in this type of situation, most people would either like go down the hill and rotate around, or they will go down this hill and rotate around. A thing that Blaysian did that's really smart, again playing for 50-50 zones, like trying to like pull half and stuff. Definitely a good thing that Blaysian did was stay on top of the hill and like tank a little bit, like, and waste a little bit of mats. He did a really good job of just tarping in, so you're gonna see that right here. So obviously this team's gonna spray at them because like they want him to have like a good position in zone. But Blaysian does get inside of the zone really good, really well. They are spraying them a couple times, but it's kind of worth it. You don't want to drop down like down here on the sides, because then you have teams that are gonna open up on you. And then you also have the top team like above that will open up on you, and then you're just gonna get yourself grief. So it's a good call from Blaysian making this play by just edging in instead of knocking down anything like that. So they do pull zone here, so let's go to 2150. They do pull zone, and then they I'm pretty sure they crank up a little bit. Let's go to that part real quick. Here we go. So they pull zone. I'm pretty sure that height, yeah, they crank for height. So now they're height. Zone starts pulling. Skip a little bit forward. Probably like right here. It's probably fine. Alright. So, in these situations, if you don't pull half, a good thing to do is rotate early, like very early. Like you should be prepared to rotate like automatically. So Blaysian's already ready. Boom, bouncer, doesn't get sprayed at all. But the thing is, they got like sprayed at from the back, which is like, it's not really like something you can like do, but what they do here is kind of like dumb in the sense. Jacobbyy doesn't like build behind himself. Same with Blaysian, they like all don't build like behind themselves, so they all get like sprays, which is kind of like their fault. Something that they all need to work on, but nothing that they can't fix. You know what I mean? So they're on a good layer right here. This is a really good layer. We see that zone pulls like and has this hill on it, and it goes basically up this hill. So later on, like now, since you know that this hill is gonna be in play, you could do a height play, because the height now is gonna be tarping to this hill basically. So once you get to this hill, there's gonna be a available like time frame that you're gonna be able to take height if you have mats to take height. Let's go ahead and watch that though. So we're gonna see zone close. Let's go ahead and skip a little bit. Alright, so now Jacobbyy. Oh, another thing is that Jacobbyy takes a long to pop this med kit. So Jacobbyy finally picked up the med kit. So they wasted a lot of time in this box instead of staying ahead, which is kind of unfortunate. But Jacobbyy definitely needs to, like, anybody that's like really low, you need to take heals early so the person that's tarping can focus on zone and doesn't have to like stay with you. So now Blaysian is about to start focusing on zone and tarping. Oh, okay, they bounced it. That was really good. So now Blaysian does get sprayed in the back, unfortunately, which is not. It's not like bad, but it's not good as well. Another thing right here is that if you're in a situation where you're like close to the hill, like, and it's going up the hill gradually, you want to play low ground so you don't waste as many mats. So you could just build floors and walls, or like floors and cones facing towards the western side of the zone. So you don't have to waste enough, like a lot of mats being just like 2 layers above ground level. There's really no point of being on this layer, seeing as though that they're like getting sprayed and stuff. And they stay on this layer for a long time, like wasting all these mats. Like nobody's on this side. They even could have got like this right here on this side as well, instead of staying up here. And now they realize that they all have no mats, so like 17 builds, 5 builds, and 28 builds. So now they're trying to look to see if they can get in on one card, which is like good, but like in a sense they should have like already dropped to begin with and started playing low ground and waiting for it to gradually go up the hill. Because they're the only ones on this side. It's not like all these people are just gonna like magically teleport to the further side like dead. Again, Height's like literally tarping straight to this hill, so once it gets to this hill, it's gonna be an advantage. If Blaysian and Smalls and Jacobbyy had mats to get to this point, and they could have took Height really easily, and you'll see that here in a second. So they try and hop in this box. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, and they go low ground finally. And now they're just like freely rotating. So like you see how they're freely rotating? Like now they could have been doing that like way early on. Let's go to Smalls POV. So now they use a bouncer. So now again, like I said before, the Height team is going to tarp directly straight to the top of that hill, and this would have been a easy Height take, but unfortunately they don't have mats, so this would have been a really easy Height take if they had mats. Right here you kind of don't want to focus on like shooting, you kind of want to focus on just taking Height in general by like cutting them off. But yeah, if they had mats, this would have been a free Height take. Again, instead of like shooting somebody, you definitely want to just build to take it. But yeah, so I mean, it happens. Definitely like a mistake that they could fix really easily. Just remember that if the zone's pulling up a hill, and you're like 2 layers above ground level, you might as well just go ground level and build gradually up the hill, without wasting as many mats. So we'll see what happens. And then they all like pretty much die because they all have no mats. Like obviously 0, and then 1 build 0, 0. But it's all good. Something will work out. But yeah, I'm gonna let this game play out if it can all the way. I don't think it's gonna be able to play out. But yeah, again, guys, definitely want to have. Wait, so it's not as loud. Yeah, guys, definitely want to like know when to play low ground, guys. Like, it's not. You definitely don't want to play like on a layer that's 2 layers above like ground level, because you're just wasting mats at that point. There's really no point. But yeah, let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and like end this off. But just 3 games. I wanted to do more, but it's all good. We'll definitely have another video out on them again, because I'm pretty sure they're playing this week qualifier altogether again as well. They should do good this week qualifier, so we'll have another video out on them. Or if you have any other people that you want me to message, or you want me to like get in contact with, just let me know. Put it in the comments like of who you want to see a VOD review next of, because I'm gonna be doing VOD reviews a lot now. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna peace out. hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day after this video. Hopefully you take some information in. If you ever want some more videos like this, just let me know. And that's pretty much it for this video. See you in the next one. Peace.